Good afternoon, everyone. This is a recording of our machine learning class on regression using different models. I apologize for not being able to post the recording yesterday because I totally forgot to record it. After this, there were some changes in the notes that I provided you with. I'm going to post in Canvas the new document file. Okay, so we're what we did was I'm going to start from the beginning. So we're downloading Apple prices from 2015 to 2024 using quant mode. Okay, so I have this already. I have this file already. I'll not run anymore the what which I have run so that to save on time. So what we did was to create an object called stock data. And let me just double check. Stock data, where's my stock data here? Okay, good. Stock data. Okay, and then uh, the stock data, we want to convert it into a data frame because it would be more convenient for us to work with the data frame when we do our machine learning models. So we said that we are going to incorporate the column date coming from the Apple object here, the index, and then the core data will be the prices. And then if we view this, okay, I think, so maybe I'll just run this again just to be sure. Okay, and then this one. So I'll run the stock data and then view it. Okay, so you can see now the date in the first column and the prices. This is what we call core data. Uh, the function is core data to get the prices from the XTS object. And then what we did was to create two columns, lag1 and lag2. So for the first column, for the first additional column, we have lag1. We have to insert NA and then get all the prices except the first one, okay, because this is lag1. And then for lag2, we have two NAs because we said that when we do lag1, we miss out on one value. For lag2, we miss out on two. Okay. So if I run this, we now have stock data. So you have lag1 and lag2. And if you check, 27.3325 will be 27.3325 for the following day. Okay. And this one for the following 2 days. Okay. Then we also said that we're going to make use of the simple moving average. N is equal to 20. What will be done is that R will get the 20 days and then get its average. Then move on to the next 20 days. I mean, from data 1 to data 20, get the average, and then data 2 up to data 21, get the average. And then we also got the relative strength index, control enter. So now our stock data consists of lag1, lag2, MA20, and RSI. Okay, RSI starts with day 14. Okay, so we have to remove the NA value so that we can work on our data. Take note that our data starts on January 2, 2015, but if we remove this, it will now start on January 30. Okay, January 30, let's remove the missing values. So stock data now starts on January 30. Okay, so we viewed already the stock, and let's double check if there are missing values. If there are missing values, then you need to address that. There are some techniques like there are some imputation techniques. For example, if there's one missing value, then we can just get the previous value. So that's what we call the LOCF, which we discussed before. the last object carried forward. Now, when in machine learning, we said that we have to split our data. We do not use all the data. Otherwise, we will be having overfitting. So for machine learning, for time series data, we do not use the sample function. Okay, we do not randomly pick data and then split it into two or three. Here, we have to maintain the temporal order of the data. That's why we use the floor function. And if it's 80% for your training and 24% for your testing, then we get 80% of the number of observations for our stock data, N row stock data. If it's 70/30, then this will be 70. So if I run this train size, and then our trained data will now be, we're going to filter stock data from the first observation up to the train size. We learned yesterday that this is 1996. So this is from row 1 up to 1996, and then include all the columns. Okay, that's our trained data. And then our test data will this time be from row 1996 plus 1. Okay, so because it should start the day after the last day of the trained data. There. Okay, and then we can check N row of trained data and N row of test data. There we have 1996 for trained data and 500 for test data. So the trained data will be used in order to generate the models. The test data will be used in order to check whether our model is okay, okay, is okay. Our test data is the data that's not seen by the model yet. Okay, so we can view this both, train and test. So we notice that our trained data will start from January 30 and end on January 3, 2023. And our test data will begin with the following day. Let's see, it's January 4. Yeah, there's a trading on January 4, 2023 until the last day, which is December 30, 2024. Okay, so we now have two data, the training and testing, and take note that we did not destroy the temporal order of the data. So let's now go to our machine learning tools. The first one that we're going to use is the most simple, which is the decision tree. The decision tree starts with is a tool that we use either for classification or regression. Also, the other models, by the way, and it generates a tree, no? One tree. The next model that we're going to see is the random forest, where we can generate several trees. So the function, the package that we're going to use is rpart, and the function is rpartition rpart. So we're going to regress apple close on M820 RS on 14. For your case, it will be also regression, but you're not going to regress the price, but rather the returns. And you're going to use other features. Remember, in machine learning, this is called your target variable or your dependent variable, and these are your features or independent variable. So the data that we're going to use in order to create the model is our trained data, and the method is ANOVA. So we're creating this DT model. Okay, and we now have and we get the summary. All right. So this is our summary class. You have CP and split, relative error, X error, etc. Now we have here the variable importance. We see that for the model, for the DT model, the most important variables are lag1, lag2, and M820. They're of equal importance. Apple volume has a low importance, and in fact, RSI does not appear in the picture. Okay, so CP stands for complexity parameters, and for CP complexity parameters, the lower the value, the more nodes it will generate. Okay, so let's go here. We're not going into that so much, but I have provided you with some explanation so that you can read this on your own. Okay, and we're going to use metrics in order to assess the performance of our model. We're going to use three. We have the mean square error, the root mean squared error, the mean absolute error, and the R squared. Okay, these are the parameters that we're going to use in order to compare our decision tree, our random forest, our SVM, our XGBoost, and our artificial neural networks. Okay, so we can plot our decision tree, and here we can see that there are 4 terminal nodes and there are 3 decision nodes. Okay, we can of course improve on this, and but before we improve on that, let us now, after creating the model, we have to now create the predicted model for our new data. So here we're using this object DT model predicted and using the predict function. This is our model. And take note that what we'll be predicting is no longer the trained data. Of course, you can do that. Data is equal to trained data. However, our intention is to compare how your model performs with the new data, and that this will be done across all the different models. So ipipredict natin yung test data natin, and the test data will be the same for all models. Okay? So predict. Okay. Now that we have the prediction, okay, we can now compare the predicted value with the actual value. Okay. So I'll skip the others. Okay. So this one now is the computation class. Here, we're computing the mean square error for the decision tree model, and it's just equal to the mean of, this is the actual value minus the predicted value, okay, squared. That's why it's called squared errors. So errors is the difference between your actual value minus your predicted value, and then we square it. You can see here, caret 2 squared, and then we get the average, you mean. Okay, so that's the formula. It's pretty straightforward. You first get the residuals, then get the square of the residuals, and then get the average. Okay, the Ramsey will just be the square root of your MSE. So that's why here we have square root of, actually you can just get the square root of MSE DT model. That's the same. But the formula is the same here, class. The same for your MSE. Just get the root, the square root. For our MAE, mean absolute error, you notice how the formula looks like. You have your actual data. Notice we're using the test data, okay? The actual data, which is the Apple close, minus the predicted data, okay? This is the predicted value, and then just get the absolute value, okay? So that's important because it will no longer be equal to 0. Because you know that the difference between your actual value and your predicted value, when you sum that up, it will be equal to 0. Okay, so we get the absolute value so that the sum will not be 0, and then we get the average. And lastly, you have your R squared. Your R squared is actually your that's your 1 minus the sum of the squares of your regression over the sum of the squares of your total. You learned this in your basic stat. So it's 1 minus sum of the squares of your regression. Okay, the sum of the squares of your regression is your test data divided by your model. Okay, this is your actual minus your model. This is your residuals or your errors squared, and then divide it by the sum of the squares of your total, which is your actual data minus the average of your data. Okay, squared. All right, and then we print the output MSE decision tree, Ramsey decision tree, and then we use this MSE DT model because it will be generated here, right? MSE DT model, and then so this one will print whatever the values of MSE, RMC, MAE, and R squared will be. So if I run this, okay, we can now see the output here. So we have mean square error 1957, Ramsey 44, MAE 36. Is this good or bad? We cannot say because we cannot just evaluate this on its own. We have to compare it with the other models. However, here we can say that the model is not performing well with R squared. Okay, kasi negative R squared means that your model is not able to really explain your target variable, which is the closing Apple price. So the negative here means that it would be better. The implication is that it would be better not to generate that model and just use the average of your Apple close for your prediction. Okay. So if you just use the Apple close without using the other factors, without using the other features, just get the average of Apple close, and that will be your prediction all throughout. Whatever happens, it will still be the average. Then that process will be better than this one, than conducting your decision tree. Why? Because this is negative. So we don't want this. We don't want a negative R squared. All right. So can we improve on the model? Let's see. What we can do is change the control. A while ago, we did not put any control. This is the default, the basic model for decision tree. How about this one? We put maximum depth. We uh, we put a larger depth, and then minimum split. And then let's now create this model. Okay, we're changing the parameters of the model. Notice that the data is still trained data. Okay, when we create a model, always use your trained data. Okay, I hope that's clear. Do not make the mistake of using your test data in order to create the model. Okay, so we're using the trained data always when you're creating the model. Okay, so, and then after creating the model, we always predict. And notice the prediction is now based on the model's second model, and then still you're getting the prediction of the test data. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, and after you predict, you can always already compute for the MSE, Ramsey, MAE, and your R squared. So doing the same, I will not run it anymore because I have already here the answer. And notice that your model did not the values did not change. It's still the same. Okay, negative 1.57. So no change at all. Yes, and if we print this R part plot, okay, you can see that there's not much difference. There's not much difference there. Okay, not much difference. So maybe let's what we can do is I'll skip this because this is a much simpler model, and then this in fact generated a worse uh, output. What we can do now is generate a more complex tree. Okay, so here we're increasing the maximum depth, the minimum split, and you can see here what we're changing is the complexity parameter. I said that when you change the complexity parameter and make it very low, then there will be more nodes, which means that your decision tree will be more complex. Okay, so after that, we again predict. So this is our model DT complex, and then we have here DT complex prediction. Again, predict what the model and then the test data. And then you know how to compute the MSE, Ramsey, mean absolute error, and then your R squared. Okay, so if you run this, let's run this, the result will be this one. And notice the MSE, the Ramsey, the mean absolute error, and the R squared became smaller. So, well, smaller negatively, okay? The decision is that the smaller the MSE, the Ramsey, and the MAE, the better the model is. The bigger your R squared is, the better. So negative 0.2 is bigger than negative 1.57, right? So relatively, this is better. Okay, although ano pa rin siya, negative pa rin siya. Pangit pa rin siya in a sense. No? So if we print, okay, I did not run anymore the simple tree, but I ran it before already. So let me just, okay. All right, take a look, class. This is your simple tree, very simple, only two, no? So kaya nga malaki yung errors na, no? Dalawa lang eh. Yung nodes natin, two terminal nodes. And then take a look at this complex, class. Because we used yung complexity parameter natin, liniitan talaga natin, then it generated a huge many trees. Of course, class, hindi pa pwedeng baka akala nyo pag masyadong marami namang decision trees, maganda din yun. There has to be a balance, class. Okay, that will also, pag masyadong marami, that will also make the model unstable and baka magkaroon din ng maraming residuals, no, errors. But in this case, class, si complex, negative 0.24 lang yung R squared. Okay. Okay, did I include here? Ay, naka-include naman si MSE, kay complex. 947, okay. 30 yung Ramsey nito, square mo lang siya, 947. So, si simple, 49. So, mas malaki talaga. Square mo pa yan. So, mga 2,000 plus to 5,000. Ito pala 55. So, mas malaki. 55.94 versus your 30 lang yung Ramsey. No? So, malaking difference. Alright? So, ang choice natin, class, will be so you have this table. We can actually create the data table. Mamaya na lang. I'll show you. So, simple tree. The complex tree far outperforms the simple tree, no? Sa Ramsey, sa MAE, okay? And of course, pag ina-outperform mo sa Ramsey, ina-outperform mo rin siya sa MSE. Sa R squared din, class. But still, pareho silang negative. Okay? So, our choice for the decision tree will be our complex tree. Now, we will be collecting it kasi, class, i-compare naman natin siya sa random forest. So, ito yung natin, no? Yung choice natin, complex tree. Okay, we now go to random forest. Ang random forest naman, it's just like decision tree. However, what you do is you create several trees. Okay? So it's just like decision tree in steroids. So same lang din yung natin, yung random forest, of course, yung function natin. And then here, we're creating this model, RF model. And again, class, take note, our data is the trained data. No? So lahat ng mga models natin, mapapansin nyo na trained data lagi yung train natin. And here the number of trees is 500. Okay, so let's generate this RF model. Okay, then we can print this. Okay, so ito yung model natin. Random forest regression, number of trees, 500. Number of variables tied at each split. Ibig sabihin, isang variable lang tinitingnan sa bawat split. Okay, this is your squared residuals. Ito parang siya, parang R squared, no? But it's a different metric. Hindi siya yung talagang R squared natin. Okay, and I have some notes here about the random forest. Okay, I leave you to read that. Okay, so can you add to the trees? Yes, pwede natin dagdagan, gawin natin 1,000 trees, yung kaninang 500, no? And then once again, class, same thing. I'm calling it RF model 1,000. Ang data natin, trained data, no? Trained data pa rin. No? Lagi pag nagkakreate tayo ng model, laging trained. Okay, and then let's print this. Okay. Now you can see with 1,000 trees, may malaking change ba? Wala rin, no? Nothing much change anymore. So ibig sabihin kahit if you keep on adding, wala na masyadong magiging reduction sa squared residuals. Okay? And in fact, last time we printed this one, okay? Plot ng RF model tsaka RF model 1,000. If I plot this, makikita natin dalawa yan. This is RF model 500. This is RF model 1,000. You can see here that at 500, ito, no? yung mga errors, wala na, marginal na lang yung change na. Hindi na masyado, wala nang effect. Okay? So, pwede nga at this point, itong elbow na to, no? Okay? From there, wala na masyadong yung change. So, it doesn't make sense, class, to use RF model 1000 kasi wala nang marginal advantage. Okay, in fact, we can go here 200, Okay? 200. And then, wala na din masyado. But let's just peg it at 500 yung ginamit natin na model. All right? And then, if we get the importance, so ito na yung 500, di ba, RF model, you can see that the most important feature as far as the random forest model is your lag 1, Apple close lag 1, and then your MA20, followed by Apple close lag 2. Si volume comes fourth, RSI comes last. So as far as the degree of importance of your variable in predicting Apple close, si lag 1 ang pinaka parang AR siya, no? AR1, AR2 plus this other variable MA20. All right. So ano gagawin natin? I-predict na naman natin. So ganun lang class lagi, no? Model, predict yung metrics. If you notice, ganun lang lagi yung process ko. May mga intervening lang codes for us to understand what's happening with the model. So let's now create our prediction for the test data. Again, test data class. Okay? So that 1:1 yung comparison natin. Pareho lang dun sa lahat ng models. So we have created this prediction. Okay? So dito, okay, inulit ko lang to, no? Inulit ko lang. Although hindi na kailangan to, itong complex na to. Okay, kasi nagawa na natin to eh. Ang mas kailangan itong sa RF, no? But anyway, linagay ko lang dito kasi i-compare natin sila dito. No? I-compare natin si complex, yung best na decision tree natin, at saka si RF. Okay? Yung RF natin will be yung RF model lang, yung 500. Kasi wala nang improvement dun sa ano. Okay? Run natin to. And then you can see on a comparison basis. And wala masyadong difference, no? In fact, si DT complex, in-outperform pa niya si random forest, yung 500 trees. Okay? So, which is surprising. And usually, ang random forest, that they will outperform si decision tree. Okay, yung nga lang yung ginawa natin sa decision tree complex, maraming nodes, no? But that's still one tree. And in fact, si random forest, negative 0.27, okay? Mas okay pa si decision tree, negative 0.24. All right? So ito class, I'm creating this data table. So kino-compare natin, gagawa tayo ng column, you use the data.table from R. Okay, the function is, so we're creating this table, results table, decision tree random forest, no? Data.table, then you specify the columns. Yung unang column natin is model, you have decision tree at saka random forest. Pangalawa, MSE. So, concatenate, combine yung sa complex at saka yung sa random forest na MSE, no? Yung Ramsey naman, yung sa decision tree na Ramsey at saka yung sa random forest, etc. No? So, kinokollect lang natin yung mga na-compute natin kanina. And then when we run this, we'll now have yung table na to, no? Which can easily be copied to Word. Okay, so decision tree complex, you can see that uh, decision tree complex outperforms si random forest. Okay, in all counts. All right. So, and may content discussion dyan. Okay, why did random forest not outperform decision tree? Okay, kasi usually, no? Usually, uh, inaano yan, it's in the modeling, no, yung sa CP natin. Okay, usually random forest outperforms single trees. Okay? Okay, next. Punta na tayo sa SVM, sa support vector machines. Ang sabi natin, support vector machines are like line drawing machines to. So ang ginagawa niya yung data natin, then it will try to find a line or the hyperplane that splits your data. Okay, dinidivide na niya yung data, inaano niya yung sinesegregate. Okay, the plane or the line that provides the maximum separation. Yun ang ginagawa ni SVM, Support Vector Machine. It's a machine class, sabi ko nga kasi, di ba sabi natin, it's like a line drawing machine or a plane drawing machine. Tapos, support vectors are the observations, are the data points that are very close to the separation. Okay, we want the separation between the support vectors to be as big as possible. Okay, so yun ang ibig sabihin ng support vector class. And I think I provided you with uh, ito, si ano, no, si ito. We looked at images about this, which best describes this. Okay, so the goal is to fit a line with as little error as possible, where the data points can be close to the line but within a margin of error. Okay, the key idea is that the boundary should maximize the distance between the closest data points from both groups. So dapat yung boundary na ng class maximize yung ano yung difference yung ng distance nila. Okay, creating a clear separation. If the data is nonlinear, then mas mahirap siya. Now, si SVM, gumagamit siya ng kernels, no? Yung kernels yan, ibig sabihin either a line, a hyperplane, okay, higher dimensional space. No? Siya yung nagsasabi kung paano yung boundaries. Okay? So, pwedeng linear, pwedeng radial, pwedeng polynomial, and others. Ang pinaka-common yung radial. Pero kung yung separation can be linear, mas magandang linear kasi mas simple siya. Okay, so I gave here some formulas. Okay, so we'll dispense with that. Okay, ito kernel, no? Ito yung kernel ng radial. Okay, so we'll not look at the math of that. Alright, sige, tingnan muna natin, no? So we're going to use Lib 1071 for our SVM. We already did this. We already loaded 1071. So again, class, gagawa na naman tayo ng model SVM. So kanina random forest, kanina rpart. So depende sa ano sa ginagawa natin model, no? All right, SVM model, again the same equation, same data, type is equal to regression. So i-run natin to. So this is the basic, this is the default SVM model, no? Okay? And then again, after creating the model, SVM model, we again predict SVM prediction. Predict natin using SVM model, new data ulit, no? So paulit-ulit lang yan, ano? Create ng model using the trained data and then create the prediction using the test data. So if we run this, okay? And then after yung prediction class, masasolve na natin yung MSE, RAMSI, R squared, MAE, masasolve na natin yan. So let's run this. Okay, and you can see now, R squared is negative 2.9. So mas maganda pa si ano, no? Mas maganda pa si DT complex, negative 2.9. Negative din yung R squared. Okay? Ramsey mataas din. MAE mataas. Now, why is that? Can this be improved? Yes. Ano muna natin to, no? Ito yung, again, tanggalin ko na to. Kasi narana naman tong, okay, take a look at this class. Results table, so si DT, si RF, at saka si SPM. Of course, you can name it differently. So, ano yung mga laman nito? Si model, yung tatlo. MSE, tatlo na siya. Ramsey, tatlo din siya, etc. Tatlo na. And then I place here some text, no? Okay? And then, ang ginawa ko lang class, renound off ko yung mga values into 2 decimal places kasi pag 3 or 4 medyo mahaba na. So 2 lang pwede na, no? Okay, and then if I run this, I'll get this. Ayan, nag-conclusion pala ako, no? Okay, so sa decision tree natin, Okay, sabi ko, best among the tested models so far, so far. So si SVM performed much worse than the other two. Kasi ito yung R squared niya, no? Ang lahat Pati yung Ramsey niya at saka yung MAE, worse din than the other two. So, hanggang ganun lang ba si SVM? Hindi. Kasi basic to We can tweak, we can tweak SVM. Okay? Ngayon si SVM, very sensitive siya dun sa mga values. Kapag yung mga values sa medyo malalaki, okay, medyo nag-aano siya, hindi nagiging maganda yung performance. Okay, however, what we can do is what we call feature scaling. Ano yung feature scaling? Features are your independent variables. Yung scaling naman, change natin yung mga values nila. Either, nino-normalize natin siya using yung z value, alam niyo yan sa stat nyo, or tina-transform natin siya so that yung range ng values siya maging 0 to 1. Okay? Alright. So, tapos also yung hyperparameter tuning. Pwede natin baguhin yung parameters niya. Okay, so these are the things that we can do in order to change our SVM. No? So number one, standardization, alam niyo to, no? Yung z-score. So the formula is x minus mean over sigma. And the second one is normalization. Ito yung formula niya. Your x value minus the minimum divided by the maximum minus the minimum. So this is your normalization. Okay? So uh, so let's now create a new model, no? So sa new model natin, gagawin muna natin, let's define the predictors at saka yung target. So we need this in order to scale or normalize our data. Okay? So yung predictors natin, class, okay, hihiwalay natin, mag-create tayo ng train means. Kukunin natin yung average at saka yung standard deviation. Bakit natin kailangan gawin yan para dun sa x minus mean over standard deviation? Okay? So we're going to use the sapply train data and then just the predictors. Okay, we're not going to include Apple Close. Hindi sinasama sa scaling si Apple Close Ang kasama lang sa scaling yung yung predictors. Okay? And then not only get the mean, we also need to get the standard deviation. Ayan, SD. Okay, here, no? We're going to get the standard deviation. Ayan. So, meron na tayong, we're creating this data called scaled na train data. And gagawin nating data frame, take note, yung function na scale. Yung scale function, ang ginagawa niyan, ina-normalize, inaano niya, kinukuha niya yung yung z. So you have three data, and then yung mga predictors lang, ang gagamitin na yung mean is yung train means, tapos gagamitin na sa denominator yung standard deviation. So this will be x minus mean over sigma. Okay? And then we will also get isasama natin si train dataset din. Sorry. Si train, isasama natin yung target. Okay? So, ang mangyayari kay train data, ando dun yung target, yung Apple close, tsaka ando dun din yung mga ando dun yung mga predictors na scale. At saka dito naman, okay, dito tayo, test data naman. Whatever we did to this train data, we also did to the test data. So let's run this. So meron tayong, tinan nyo scaled natin na test data or train data. Ito. So what's inside the scaled train data? So na-transform yung data natin. So tinan nyo to class. These are now, okay, pwede nyo i-check class, no? Kunyari itong value na to. X minus mean over the standard deviation. So maybe just quickly lang, no? Tingnan natin si okay, head ni train data. Kahit yung first two lang. Okay, di ba ito yung train data natin, class? So, ang gawin natin, ano yung first, let's get, si log 1 class, no? Log 1, ito yung first, natin, Control C, Control V. So, kunin natin yung X minus X minus mean. So, mean ng train data dollar. Ano yung mean ng log 1? Okay? Divided by the standard deviation ni ito class. So what am I doing here, class? I'm trying to get what is the standardized value of the first observation. Yung first observation natin ni Apple close log 1 is 29.725 minus the mean of the Apple close log 1 divided by the standard deviation. Control Enter. Anong kulang ko? 1, 2, 3. Kulang ako ng isa pa. Ay, mali ah. Bakit? Apple close log 1 standard deviation ni NA. Bakit NA? Okay. Pero class, sorry ah. Ito, negative 0.8. Dapat yan ang result eh. May mali yata ako sa ano ko. Sa function ko. Mean nito. X minus mean over the standard deviation. Okay, sorry, unfortunately, we don't have time to really check. But that's what's happening, class, no? May ano lang siguro, may error ako sa ano ko. So, okay, let's go here now. Pag normalize naman, class, ito yung formula natin, x minus, saan na tayo? So, okay na tayo sa scaled, no? And then, okay. So, what we're going to do is this one, class. Naran na ba natin to? O, naran na natin to, no? Alright. This one, class, ang mangyayari dito, so mag-SVM na ulit tayo, but this time, babaguhin natin yung SVM natin. So, number 1, isasama natin si cos at saka si sigma. Okay? Notice na iba-ibang cost, iba-ibang sigma ang gagamitin natin, no? And then what will happen is that magcre-create na tayo, magte-train muna tayo. Ano ibig sabihin ng train na to, class? What will happen here is that magko-cross validation yung ipapa-cross validation natin si R using caret. Ano yung cross validation? Diba sabi natin si cross validation, ifo-fold niya here yung training data natin. So i-split na yun, tapos magmo-model siya, no? Split, tapos ang gagawin niya, ifo-fold niya. Ang ibig sabihin ng fold, kukuha naman siya ng ibang sets. Tapos yun naman ang gagawin niyang parang target. Tapos so maraming beses niya gagawin, kukuha siya ng mga target variables, iba-ibang subset ng data natin. Okay, so parang ano to, parang magmo-model several times. Tapos i-average yung result. So that's what happens here, class, sa train. So sinabi ko ito, no, performs model training. So how? Cross-validation and hyperparameter tuning in one go. Ito yun. Yung hyperparameter, gagamit siya ng ibang C at saka sigma in combination. Okay? So ang data na gagamitin yung scaled train natin. Okay? So ito yung cross-validation na 4 times series. No? Hindi kasi pa pwedeng cross-validation na for cross-sectional. Kasi dapat na maintain yung order ng data natin. Okay? And then ang ginamit natin dito radial. Okay? So let's now run this. So tingnan yung kernel natin, radial. Cost is equal to yung optimal cost. ang gagawin nito ni Caret, kukunin niya yung optimal cost at saka yung optimal na gamma. Okay, so again, pag na-create na yung model, mag-aano ulit, uh, i-predict, okay? Standard muna gagamitin natin, ibig sabihin standard, yung standardized na value. Okay, and then run this, and then take this. Now, I'm not going to run class kasi matagal to. No? This will take time, mga 5 minutes. So, kinapi ko na lang yung result. You can do it outside of class. And tingnan nyo class, no? Ang laki ng improvement. Kanina, negative something yung ano natin, di ba? R squared. But when we scaled, when we did feature scaling, and we did hyperparameter tuning, binago-bago natin, no? Ano nangyari? Siya na yung best, no? Okay, bumaba na yung MSE, bumaba yung Ramsey, bumaba yung MAE. Ang taas na ng ano ng R squared. All right? Okay, so I have here some notes about it. Okay? So dito, normalized data naman. So pag normalized class, 'di ba yung x minus mean of x over max of x minus mean of x. So ito ginamit yung formula dito. I won't run this again class kasi ang haba ng ano nito, no? But the result is this. Halos pareho lang, no? So si normalized value at saka si standardized value, pareho lang 5.6565, pareho lang siya. So walang difference sa result ng 5.6565 dun sa normalized at saka yung sa standardized. Okay? So that's number 2, no? Support vector machine normalized data. And number 3 here, support vector machine linear. Ano ibig sabihin nito, class? Yung ano natin, yung kernel natin, hindi natin gagawing radial but rather linear. So, pakita ko lang yung change dito sa ano, sa model natin. Kernel, tinan nyo. Our kernel now is linear. Kasi kanina, di ba, radial? Okay? So again, I won't run this kasi medyo matagal yung running, more than 5 minutes. And you can see here that mas okay pa nga si ano, linear. Mas mababa yung MSE niya. Mas mababa yung Ramsey. Mas mataas yung R squared. Now, why is that so? Kasi kung yung data nyo linear, mas maganda linear method ang gawin natin. Kasi hindi natin alam, so that's why we needed to choose that, no? To at least to compare with the standardized na radial. All right? So, ang nangyari dito, okay, ito class polynomial naman. Pwedeng third degree, second degree, no? But if you're going to do this, ang suggestion ko, degree 2 muna. Degree 2 muna. Tsaka mahaba kasi yan. Okay? Mahaba kasi siya. Alright? So, where am I? Hindi, yung polynomial, rinan ko na lang. Hindi ko na pala rinan, no? Okay, so I'll leave that to you to see. Ang polynomial, as you know, 2 kasi yung ginamit ko, quadratic siya. Squared yung ano yung variable natin. Okay? And then here again, I created a data table. Okay? So kasama na sinama ko yung SVM na radial, sinama ko yung SVM na linear. And here's the result. So we have decision tree, random forest, dalawang SVM. And you can see here that the best is yung SVM na linear. 2.03 yung Ramsey, pinakamaliit na MSE, MAE, R squared is the highest. Okay, and then naglagay ako ng comments dito, no? Si DT, negative R squared, poorer than DT due to low negative R squared. Ito very high R squared, SVM linear, tops them all. So far, dun sa 4 na models ang pinagpipilian natin, ang pinakamaganda dun si support vector machine sa linear. All right, number 4. Okay, we have gathered 4 methods so far, no? Number 4 is XGBoost. So as we mentioned last time, si extreme X gradient boosting is like decision tree din to, pero nangyayari nito, decision tree, which is continuous, sequential siya. Decision tree, and then we change that decision tree so that yung mga errors ng ng unang decision tree, mababago. So sequential siya. Keep on improving on the decision tree. It's different from the random forest kasi sa random forest, random lang talaga yung mga trees na yun eh. Okay? Not necessarily may mga kinalaman yung tree na yun sa bawat isa. Itong XGBoost class, may kinalaman yung mga trees. Okay? In other words, they're talking to each other. All right? So, doing this class, okay, same thing din. Gagamitin natin si library XGBoost. Kasi dito medyo may iba, no? Ang train X natin will be, kailangan natin matrix dito. Okay? I-convert natin si scaled train as a matrix. Okay, si Y naman, yung dollar ng Apple close. Okay? Ganun din yung test natin. Okay? So when we
Okay,
run this,
sir. Hello po. Hello, sir.
nagre-record ako, dali.
Ay, okay.
So what we do here is XGBoost, no? XGBoost yung ginagawa natin dito. So after we record, uh, you have n rounds here, 100. So parang 100 iterations ng trees. Keep on improving the tree, keep on improving the tree, etc. 100. So regression din to. Okay? And then here, verbose 0 is equal to silent. Ibig sabihin, wag na ipiprint yung ah, mga output, no? Output ng bawat step. Okay. So again, after creating the model ng XGBoost, we predict na naman. Predict for your test data set. So si test yung inaano natin, no? Yung minomodel natin dito. Okay? And then again, iraran natin to. Mabilis lang naman iran to. And you can see si XGBoost, no? Not as good as your, not as good as your, mas maganda siya kaysa random forest, pero not as good as SVM. So, can we improve on this? Yes. Pwede nating feature scaling, ginamit na natin yung di ba? Ginamit natin yung scale data. Hyperparameter, ano na lang, pwede nating i-improve siya. So let's see here. So, saan yung hyperparameter natin? Ito. Maximum depth, in-increase natin. ETA, ito yung lowest learning rate for better convergence. Change natin to. Okay? Subsample, change din. So may mga binago tayo in order to try to improve the model. Okay, so again, after we create the model, we predict. Okay, and once we predict, okay, i-print natin, when you run this, ito yung lalabas, no? And you can see that, ano lang, yung marginal lang yung improvement. Yung Ramsey, from 29.59, naging 29.42. Yung R squared, negative 15 hanggang negative 13.64. So very marginal lang yung yung improvement. All right? So once again, okay, hindi ko pa na-create yung trees dito, yung data table. Alam ko meron, ito pala, sorry. Hindi, not that, ito. So nag-create na naman ako ng data table here. Right? And ano result natin? Ito. Decision tree, random forest, SVM standardized, SVM uh, linear, standardized, and then tuned, XGBoost tuned. And you can see that, okay, hindi maganda yung XGBoost, no? Kahit yung in-improve na natin. And still, SVM is still the winner of the crop. No? Siya pa rin yung pinaka-best among the different, Okay. And then lastly, last model is artificial neural network. Now, si artificial neural network, parang ano to, machine to na ipapasok mo yung data, tas bahala na siya. No? Ah, black box siya eh. Hindi natin alam kung ano nangyayari dun sa loob. No? So how do we do this? So we're going to use some libraries here, NNet, neural net tools. Okay, so ang predictors natin, parang yung kanina, yung features natin, tapos yung target natin si Apple Close. And then, just like pareho to na XGBoost, no? Si X natin as matrix, tapos si train at saka si test. Okay, sorry, not X. Train X, yung features natin, train Y is our target variable. Okay? So yung una natin is NNet muna gamitin natin, no? NNet. So ang features natin is train X, ang target natin is train Y. Now, dito ang gagawin natin, size 1. Ang ibig sabihin ng size 1, kapag NNet yung ginagamit natin, one hidden layer, at saka sorry, one neuron lang to, no? One neuron. Kasi size is equal to 1, no? So, ibig sabihin, size is equal to 1, ibig sabihin, one hidden layer, understood yun, tapos ito one neuron. Pag wala tayong binanggit about the hidden layer, automatic yun na 1. So, one hidden layer, one neuron. Linear out is equal to true, so regression. Maximum iteration 500 and trend trace is equal to false. So after this model, okay, ANN1, ang pre-predict ulit tayo. Okay? Predict model ANN1 and notice ang ginamit natin si test, no? Lagi naman, no? Tapos once again, run MSE, etc. And then if you run that, ANN mabilis naman mag-run, no? We have this. Oops. Mhm. So far, ito yung highest, no? Highest na pangit na negative. Okay? That doesn't mean class na ANN is always the poorest. No? Hindi. May mga times na mas maganda si artificial neural networks. Ang ano lang dito class is it's a black box. We can show the computation. May formulas yan eh. Pero yung pag-generate ng mga weights, it's all yung package. It's all the NNet, no? And then when we plot this, ANN1 natin, ito. Ito yung one hidden node, di ba? Sabi natin one hidden node. So ang mangyayari dito, all the inputs will go to your hidden node. And then from the hidden node, pupunta na siya sa output. Okay? But the result is not that good. So we can change this. How about two neurons naman? One hidden and two neurons. So size is equal to 2. Okay? So if we run this, ANN2, ganun din yung mga codes, no? You can see that not much, walang change. So kahit magdagdag ka ng ano ng another neuron, take a look at this, ito yung plot niya. So dalawa yung neurons natin. One hidden layer and then two neurons. It did not change the model, it did not improve the model. Yung pa rin siya, no? Okay, ito pa rin. Okay? How about if we increase it? Ito pa ito, no? 5 neurons, no? Hindi, ito naman, 5 neurons kasi kanina 2 neurons lang eh. So babaguhin lang natin size is equal to 5. Will there be a change? Wala pa rin, no? 5 neurons, ito yan, yung 5 neurons. Ay, hindi ito, sorry. ANN, ano na ba to? Ala, dapat binago ko to, sorry. ANN3 na dapat to, no? 3. So this should be number 3 already, sorry. 3. So, teka. So lahat ng, ay wait. Control F. Lahat ng 1, gagawin kong 3. There. Okay. Oops, ito mali. Dapat 1 din to. 3, ANN 3, ANN 3. Hindi ko nasama to. 3. 3, 3, sorry. 3. Tapos gawin lang natin 2 decimal places para hindi masyadong wide yung ano natin. 2. 2, 2. Okay, so what is this model class? Yung model na to is 5 yung ano, no? 5 yung neurons natin. So if I run this, okay, wala rin, ano? Walang change. So kahit na dinagdagan natin neurons, no change. Okay, this is the, sorry, dapat 3 to. Okay, you can see now the 5 neurons, no? One hidden layer, and then the neuron. Okay, so no change, no? And then this just explains what that model is. All right, so summary dapat 3 na to, no? Should be 3 already. 3. Okay. All right. We can also create another one. Tingnan natin kung ano ba to? Ano bang pareho to, no? Hidden is equal to 5. Yeah, ganun din. Hidden is equal to 5. Okay. So, ang na-notice ko lang class, at least for this for this model, for this data, kahit anong ano natin change ng 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 hidden nodes at saka halos pareho lang or pareho lang yung ano natin. So it can mean that yun lang kaya ng ibig sabihin maybe yung quality ng ano natin ng features natin is not really that good, no? But for the SVM nakuha niya, mataas yung ano niya, no? But for the artificial neural networks hindi. Okay, so let's leave it at that, and then nag-create ako ng asa na yung table ko. So yung table ko sa dulo, so yung data table ko. Di ko yata na di ko yata na lagay dito. Okay, I'm sorry I was not able to put it here. But the ito pala class, yan, summary, no? Decision tree, random forest, ito yung decision tree complex, no? Complex random forest, okay? SVM radial linear XGBoost. Yung baseline natin, ito yung XGBoost natin na yung base model natin. Di ba sabi naman natin kasi walang difference dun sa when we, hindi, mas maganda pala. Ito yung XGBoost tuned, no? Tune natin yung XGBoost natin eh. So there's a little improvement. Tapos meron tayong ANN, okay? So let's run this. Hindi ako nakapaglagay ng conclusion ha. Alam ko nagawa ko to eh. Okay? Anyway. So, sorry wala akong conclusion, no? Dapat sana may conclusion tayo dito. But I'll just run this. Nagka-error ako. Ayun na naman, ME standard. Ito, dapat ano to? Sorry, SVM to, no? SVM Standard. Results table. So, mali yung pangalan ko. Dapat results table. I'll call it all, no? All the models. Results table, all. Okay, so run. May error na naman. Ramses. Okay, nagkamali ako class ng ano ng mga pag-name dito, no? I should have just copied the other, ano. But anyway, that still class still pinakamaganda si SVM linear. So ang conclusion dito class is that if you're going to predict si Apple close, okay, mas magandang gagawin si ano, gagamitin si ano si SVM linear. So what in the case ang sasabihin sa inyo predict, no? You can predict using SVM linear. Yun ang i-research nyo how to predict the next 5 days of ano of prices for Apple close. Then you will have the predicted value ng Apple close. Okay? So with that, we end our discussion for the term. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you learned uh, this term. Salamat.